They told him the tomb was cursed. That the body inside wasn't dead, just waiting. Waiting to wake. But when he brushed the dust off her face and kissed her, he didn't know her species had two responses to awakening. Mating or revenge. And she hadn't made up her mind. The moon was dead. No oxygen. No plant life. Just endless dunes of violet dust and ancient stone towers buried in sandstorms. Yet, the dig team was buzzing. "Commander Rowan," a voice crackled through the comms. "We found something. Room sealed under the fourth impact trench." Rowan Thalos, former soldier, now xenoarchaeologist, grabbed his helmet and dropped into the trench. They had chased myths across 3 systems. Rumors of a warrior queen from the pre-expansion cycle. Something older than the human-AI war. Something alive once, and possibly not alone. He stepped into the chamber. His breath caught. She lay in the center of the stone dais. 8 feet tall. Silver blue skin like tempered metal. Jet black armor cracked but pulsing faintly with power. She looked human. Except for the twin horns curled back from her temples, and the long, coiled tail that shimmered with bioluminescent scales. She wasn't fossilized. She was preserved. Rowan stepped closer. "Stasis technology, this isn't a tomb. It's a vault. A prison, or a cradle." Hieroglyphs circled the chamber. He activated his translator drone. "Only one may wake her. The one who dares break the seal. And offer the first touch of breath." Rowan frowned. "Touch of breath," he murmured. "A kiss?" He looked around. No one from the crew had followed. It was just him. And her. He stared at her face, still, peaceful, battle-scarred, and beautiful. "This is insane," he whispered. But something about her drew him in. Not lust. Not madness. Curiosity. Wonder. A soldier's respect for another. So he leaned down. And kissed her. The moment their lips touched, the chamber exploded in light. Rowan was flung backward. The air thickened, charged with static. Her body rose into the air, floating, armor cracking, glowing veins pulsing to life. And then she opened her eyes. Solid gold. Burning. "Who touches me?" she growled. Her voice echoed in 3 frequencies, one felt in the bones. Rowan struggled to sit up. "I'm Rowan. Human. I didn't mean to." She dropped to the floor like a predator landing from a kill. Her gaze swept him. Then she took a step forward. "You awakened me," she said. "You chose?" "Chose what?" She tilted her head. Her tail twitched. "My kind wakes only when touched by a soul strong enough to bear the bond." Bond? Mating, or revenge? Rowan barely dodged her first strike. She moved like lightning. One moment speaking. The next, her armored fist slammed into the stone wall where his head had been. He rolled, drew his sidearm, and froze. "Wait. You said it could be mating or revenge. So which is it?" She lunged again, then stopped an inch from his face. Her eyes narrowed. "I haven't decided yet." Rowan stumbled out of the chamber. The others gasped. "What the hell happened? Where's the stasis pod? Who is that?" The warrior stepped into view, tail swaying, gold eyes scanning the team like they were insects. Rowan held up a hand. "Nobody move. She's not hostile, yet." She stepped beside him. "You are mine now, Rowan of Earth," she said calmly. "Until I decide what you deserve." And the galaxy shifted. He kissed her, half in awe, half by instinct. She wasn't dead, just dormant. And now, this ancient alien warrior walks beside him, calm as a storm. She says her kind wakes only for 2 reasons. To bond, or to destroy. And Rowan Thalos? He's the first human she's ever spoken to. Back aboard the Morrowind, Earth's mobile dig ship, Chaos had a new name, her. She never gave her name. But she followed Rowan like a shadow, sometimes in silence, sometimes studying the crew like prey. Rowan kept her calm with conversation, questions, and restraint. He had no command anymore. Just curiosity, and maybe something more dangerous. "Are you going to kill me?" he asked once in private. "Not yet," she said. "You might still be useful." When Command heard the report, they didn't laugh. They quarantined the ship. A half-alive alien warrior from a pre-human civilization? She was a threat. A weapon. Or worse, a beacon. Dr. Amelia Corrin, xenogeneticist, led the interview. "What do you remember?" she asked the alien. "War. Betrayal. Falling stars. And then, sleep. Why did your people design you this way, tied to awakening by contact?" The alien paused. "Because we feared losing ourselves. Only a true soul could wake us. Someone with strength, or foolishness." She looked at Rowan. Perhaps both. The day after their arrival, Rowan woke up with something new. A glowing mark burned into his forearm, like alien script fused with his veins. It pulsed when she neared him. It burned when she was angry. And when she smiled at him once, it flared with warmth. He confronted her. "What did you do to me?" "I didn't do anything," she replied. "The bond chose you. I simply accepted." "Bond? Your body is changing. Your blood remembers. You carry the seed of war, Rowan Thalos. Whether you want to or not." Word spread fast. The Galactic Terran Council requested her presence. Not to speak, but to study her. Cage her. Rowan protested. Too late. The Council sent emissaries. They approached her like scientists with a wild animal. "We offer peace," the lead delegate said. She responded by placing her hand on his chest, without striking, just letting him feel the crackling heat beneath her skin. "I am not your specimen." "Then what are you?" She turned to Rowan. "Tell them." Rowan hesitated. "She's not just a warrior," he said slowly. "She's a relic from a species that chose extinction, rather than surrender." Silent, that night, she took Rowan alone to the memory chamber she'd rebuilt from shipwreck fragments. Inside were holograms of war, her kind on fire, battling monstrous machines, skies turning red. "My people were betrayed. We made one last choice, sleep until a worthy soul called us back. A kiss, a signal, a foolish act of bravery." She turned to him. "You woke me. Now, you carry us." He kissed her awake. She could have killed him. Instead, she marked him, with something ancient, something binding. And now, as Earth demands answers and the stars grow uneasy, Rowan must pass a test even her people once feared. A trial of fire, blood, and truth. Only then will she decide, mate, or end him. Earth Command issued a firm directive. Turn over the alien. Or stand down from all missions. They feared her, the warrior without a name, the woman who bent gravity when she breathed too deep. But Rowan refused. "You don't understand. She's not just powerful. She's bonded, to me. Somehow. And that bond might be the only thing keeping her from turning us into ashes." Dr. Corrin leaned in. "So what? She's your alien girlfriend now." Rowan stared out at her hovering silently on the ship's observation deck. "No. She's my reckoning." That night, Rowan collapsed in pain. The glowing mark on his forearm flared violently, its edges crawling across his chest like lava under skin. He screamed. She appeared beside him. "It has begun," she said, calm. "Your trial." "What trial?" "The flame sees your soul. It judges your fear, your love, your violence. If you are false, it burns you alive. And if I pass, then you become more." Rowan was pulled into a vision, a dream that wasn't his. He stood among her people. Colossal warriors of light and metal, all scarred and beautiful. Because I haven't decided. My people were betrayed, Rowan. We trusted. We loved. And it destroyed us, then why even consider bonding with me? She looked at him, truly looked. Because when I woke, you kissed me. I felt something I thought extinct. Inside the Council's relic chamber, Earth and alien observers gathered. At the center, a circular arena of glowing stone. This was the place of decision. The trial of the bonded. 2 paths. Unity through bond. Or death to the awakener. The alien warrior stepped forward, fire rippling across her armor. Rowan followed, his arm still marked by the living glyph. Council leaders whispered. He has no chance. She's a war-class hybrid. He's just a man. The protocol must complete. The lights dimmed. The arena lit up. The ritual began. She launched at him, not with rage, but precision. She had to test him. Not just strength, but spirit. Memory. Fear. Rowan blocked, dodged, was struck, bled. But never gave in. Why don't you fight back? She demanded. Because I trust you, he gasped. She struck him again. Fool. Trust is weakness. No, he whispered. Trust is what kept me human. Even when the galaxy tried to burn it out of me. She stopped. Just for a second. Long enough for his mark to pulse again, this time, brighter than ever. Suddenly, she saw his memories. The bond unlocked more than strength. She saw war. Loss. Childhood in craters. A brother buried in rubble. She saw Rowan holding his dying captain, refusing to run. And she saw him standing alone in that tomb, surrounded by death, yet choosing to give her a kiss instead of leaving her to rot. You didn't wake me for power, she whispered. You woke me, so I wouldn't be forgotten. She stepped back. The crowd held its breath. She raised her hand, and drew her own blade across her palm. Gold blood dripped. Then she placed it on his chest. I choose you. I choose you. Not as prey. Not as enemy. As mate. Gasps erupted. The council panicked. Some cheered. Others reached for weapons. Too late. The bond sealed in fire and light, spreading across both their bodies. One heartbeat. One spark. And across the galaxy, something stirred. Deep within the void, in a ship made of bone and starlight, a creature opened a third eye. She chose, it hissed. The last queen has awakened, and bonded with a human. Its fangs gleamed. Then the cycle begins again. She chose him. The bond is sealed. One kiss awakened a warrior queen. Now, it has awakened something else. Something buried deep in time. The reason her kind vanished. And it just opened its eyes. Alarms screamed aboard every major deep space observatory. In the dark between stars, a signal echoed. Ancient, coded in frequencies long extinct, filled with coordinates and one word. Return. The Star Watchers panicked. The Council panicked. Only she remained calm. The barren flame has awakened, she said. The one we sealed before choosing extinction. Rowan frowned. You mean, that thing's what wiped out your people? No, she said softly. We did. To stop it. Massive dreadnoughts mobilized. Alien allies debated evacuation. But the warrior queen stepped forward. You cannot flee. You cannot negotiate. You must stand. Earth's generals were skeptical, until she activated her forgotten fleet. 9 black pyramids lifted from their hiding places across abandoned moons. Her species had hidden weapons for this day, and bound them to her blood. Now, Rowan's blood could access them too. The sky tore open. From the void came a being of pure entropy, a world-eater, wrapped in stardust and pain. Every ship that touched its surface vanished. Every signal reflected back twisted and wrong. But the Queen did not flinch. It speaks through death. We speak through defiance. She turned to Rowan. Are you still with me? He nodded, stepping beside her. You chose me. I'm not letting you fight this alone. As the bond deepened, they began to think as one. In battle, her instincts guided his hands. His courage fueled her fury. They launched in a combined strike, her alien tech, his tactical brilliance. Together, they pierced the creature's outer shell, reached its mind. And what they found broke them. It wasn't born evil, Rowan whispered. It was made from what was left behind. The entity spoke, through visions, through pain. You bonded. You reawakened the chain. Your flame must die, or the stars will follow. The Queen stood, blooded, broken, but unbent. Then let the stars burn with us. And together, she and Rowan activated the Widow Protocol. But this time, bound through love, not vengeance. The creature screamed once, then scattered into stardust. The sky fell still. Ships floated dead in space. But at the center of the debris, Rowan and the Queen emerged, alive, arms around each other. Not human. Not alien. Something new. Galaxies whispered of what happened. Some called it a myth. Others, a warning. But one message spread from system to system. Do not kiss what sleeps in the dark. Unless you're ready to share its fire. He kissed her as a joke. He woke a warrior queen. He stood with her through fire, trial, and extinction's shadow. Now they've defeated a cosmic horror. But power this ancient never sleeps for long. And bonds this strong never break quietly. The battle scarred the orbit of 3 worlds. But Earth lived. So did the warrior queen. And Rowan, now known across the stars not as soldier or scholar, but as bondmate of the last flame. They stood on the surface of Lunar Prime, watching a new dawn rise. So, Rowan said, what now? She glanced sideways. You're mine now. Don't humans believe in happily ever after? He smirked. We usually leave out the part where your partner can crush tanks with her fists. You love it. Yeah. I really do. In secret, the Queen studied a new phenomenon. Her physiology had shifted. Rowan's DNA, human, flawed, emotional, was now laced with echoes of her people's fire. And vice versa. The bond had changed them both. Stronger. Smarter. Still themselves, yet something new. Something unrecorded in either species' history. We are no longer just human. Or flameborn, she whispered. We are the first of something new. But peace is never permanent. A signal pulsed from deep space. Not hostile. Not alien. Human. A black site long forgotten, now reactivated. Coordinates flashed across the Council's intelligence net. Project Lantern, initiated. Asset classification, unbondable. Status, awake. Rowan looked at the Queen. Did your people create more like you? She nodded once, eyes narrowing. We buried them for a reason. Together, they stood at the edge of the galaxy. Not as lovers. Not as weapons. But as warnings. She placed a hand on his heart, where the mark still glowed. We are flame and flesh. Rage and reason. And if the stars want war again, then we burn brighter than before, Rowan finished. They said he was a fool. That kissing a sleeping alien was madness. But they didn't understand. Some awakenings are worth the fire.